Alrighty, hey guys, just want to make another video, and with today's video we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to talk about, this is probably to help out Max Pro users quite a lot. I'm like, as someone who's using both devices, there's huge differences between the two, right, Charlotte? Right?
Yes.
So I do understand why some people will still choose to use a Max Pro over a Handy Gym, but I also understand why people would choose a Handy Gym over a Max Pro. Does that make sense, right? Because of the Eccentric phase. So with today's video, I want to talk about concentric versus eccentric resistance, right? We're not comparing the two today. I need to clarify that to both people. When you look at the scientific studies, I'll put a link in the description, right? Like, this is not me, this is an independent study, quite a few of them actually, people that were paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to go find this out. And they found that with concentric and eccentric resistance, in terms of building muscle mass, they're very similar, okay, but slightly favoring eccentric resistance. Does that make sense? And when we say slightly favoring, it's like 3%. You know, we're not talking about a huge amount. And in fact, a lot of it's got to come down to your genetics. They even went into low versus high responders. Some people responded better to concentric resistance training as opposed to eccentric resistance training in different body parts, right? Especially in the quads and the chest, and some people, they just really grew with concentric resistance. That's a fact, okay, guys? I'm not saying this because I love the Max Pro. No, it's a fact, okay?
It's very true. My cousin trained for a bodybuilding competition with her friend, female competition, bodybuilding competition, and they obviously both had to up their nutrition and their fitness to bulk up, and her friend bulked up way quicker than she did. Yeah,
exactly, right? You've got even different genetic types. You've got ectomorphs, mesomorphs, and endomorphs, right? And so if you don't know what that is, that's your genetic frame. I'm an ectomorph, right? Mesomorphs,
I think that's what I am as well.
Yeah. Mesomorphs are the genetically gifted guys. They can touch a dumbbell and they'll grow, right? But what I was going to say is that even when they try to separate the two, right, concentric and eccentric resistance, when they matched the same type of loading with the same type of volume, they still reached the same amount of muscle mass, even when they pushed it to absolute extremes, okay? Like, they went 200 kilos on a bench press, right? And 200 kilos on the way down, they still found very similar, or how they put it is significant hypertrophy was reached in either case, right? Now, despite the science, okay, I want to give you practical advice, right? What has it been like for me as someone that's used the Max Pro for the last 7 months, right? I can tell you this, guys. Have I made muscle gains from it? Absolutely. You guys have seen my physique, eh, Charlotte? It's only recently I've got the Handy Gym. And I noticed that with the Handy Gym, even just using it yesterday, I've got some massive DOMs in my legs, man, especially in my hamstrings. I noticed that with flywheel training especially, the eccentric phase is so strong, it's really easy to tear down your muscles. And I think also with the science as well, it does state that flywheel training is by far the best type of training in order to maximize hypertrophy overall. In fact, I think within the first 21 days, they found the most hypertrophy in the shortest amount of time with flywheel training. That is a fact, okay? What else can I say is that, yeah, I mean, both of these are, you know, really awesome. I'm trying to think what else I want to say. Oh yeah, type 2 fiber recruitment, right. This is the difference between the two. Concentric and eccentric resistance, they found out that when it comes to type 2 muscle fibers, which are, we believe, from a scientific point of view, those are the fibers that allow you to grow bigger and faster, even up to 50% faster. And they did find in the studies that with eccentric resistance, they recruit a lot more type 2 muscle fibers. So by theory, you should grow a lot faster, you know, having an eccentric machine, because it's recruiting more type 2 muscle fibers. Does that make sense, right? And in fact, it was actually a 3-to-2 ratio, but in favor of eccentric resistance. And that's the only difference between the two, guys. But can you build a fantastic physique with the Max Pro? Absolutely you can, okay? I'm talking as a person that has used this every single day. Can you build an absolute beast of a physique with the Handy Gym? You absolutely can, okay? The only thing I've noticed is that when you work with these from a practical point of view, is that the Max Pro is just very easy to set up, very easy to use. With the Handy Gym, like I said, guys, there's a learning curve to it. that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Do you understand, Charlotte? It doesn't mean that at all. But once you get past that learning curve and you have some bar attachments as well, you're going to really see the benefit of the handy gym from a bodybuilding point of view. So anyway, guys, hopefully that helps. But it's just, we just wanted to focus on concentric versus eccentric resistance training. You guys need to understand is that both of them damage the muscle. Ideally, you should have both. So if you are going to use the Max Pro, this is for Max Pro users, I highly suggest, and I'll even do this with the handy gym too, guys, combine this with calisthenics, okay? That's the best way I've noticed with all portable gyms if you want to get the best or optimal results, okay? That's what I've noticed. So anyway, have a good one.
Yeah.